Hello. Here's another episode of Conscious Business Talks, and I am happy to be here with you. I have my dad's kitten nipping at my toes because he thinks it's really fun and a great time to play with me, I think. Let's see. And I figure, you know what, guys, if he's going to do that, then I may as well introduce you to him. Can you hear the purring? I'm not sure if you can, but for some reason, he's super happy to be here with me. So, um, hey Larissa, I'm so happy you're here and you got to see Manu with me. So there you go. Um, today it was I today's episode really came to me when I was reading a book, and it had a quote from Jim Mazzo in it, and actually was recounting a time from 2007 when Jim was going through, and his company were going through a pretty big crisis. And Jim Mazzo, in case you don't know, he's the CEO of, I think it was AMO, and I think it's Advanced Medical Optics, if I'm not mistaken. I could look it up, but I think that's what it is. But he's actually a pretty cool guy. Somebody that I think of as a conscious business leaders. Really effective leader, really inspiring CEO in terms of the actions that he was taking, and certainly somebody that I think of as someone I tend to draw inspiration from and learn from. And hey, Matt, good to see you. And anyway, I was reading about the time when he was and his company AMO was going through this crisis where they had this eye solution that was linked to certain corneal problems or infections. And he had to, the standard procedure would have been to get the board's permission to do a recall. But he didn't wait for the board's permission. He literally just went on and he recalled it. And he made that decision as soon as he found out about the problems linked to the solution. And that reminded me of something that James Burke had done with Tylenol a while earlier that I had read about. That, you know, he again made that instantaneous decision that, okay, we're going to just recall this. And I think it was the time when Tylenol, certain bottles were linked to like being contaminated with cyanide. So he just made this quick decision to recall. And when Jim was asked about that, you know, you didn't even wait for the board's decision, you know, great job. You actually cared about people enough to do this. His answer and the way he treated the whole thing to me was something that I hold up as a model for conscious business leaders, including myself, to think about whenever there is an organization or even yourself when you're going through crisis, right? And he literally he wasn't sounding phased about it. He was actually sounding excited about it, right? And when asked, okay, well, what gives? Like, shouldn't you be kind of freaking out a little bit? This is a pretty big deal. Like, this is a crisis situation. Most people would be kind of getting all worried and messed up about. Hey, Sishan, so great to have you. Awesome. Yay. And anyway, what he said was, we are a great company with total transparency and a set of values and a code of conduct that we all respect and follow. And I'm thrilled because I know that this is one of those opportunities that will, I think he said, that will make both our company and me even better. And I'm excited to find out just how it will do both. So he was thinking about the company, he was thinking about himself, and he was thinking about this not being a crisis, not being an obstacle, but he was thinking of it as an opportunity that, because they were adhering to the values and because they were adhering to their commitment to transparency and the code that they follow, he was looking to see how it was. There wasn't a question that it was going to make it better. he was excited to see how it would do both and to what degree. So to me, that was such a huge lesson in, there are a lot of people, and we have seen examples of it, right, who would cover it up, who might lie, who might just pretend that everything was okay, but just a bunch of things instead, and all those things would tend to make it worse, right? We've seen it time and again, that you cover up, you lie, you don't tell the truth because you're trying to avoid the situation and deal with it responsibly in a conscious manner. But the conscious business leader does not. The conscious business leader embraces it, takes responsibility for it, and instead is excited to know how is it going to become like this opportunity, not a problem, but this opportunity. How is it going to allow us to become better? Because we are not abandoning who we are. We are committed to and honoring who we are, what we stand for, what do we respect, what code do we hold up, and how are we going to take this and make it okay, we need a better camera. I think we might. But this is literally, how do we do this so it makes it even better? And whenever you as a leader choose to do that, whenever you as a leader embrace that, accept it, acknowledge it, and take fast action, you go through your set of decision-making processes to see what is the best, fast, effective decision that I can go. You go literally from panicked, because I'm sure he was panicked. I'm sure he was scared. I'm sure he was like, oh crap, what do I do? Nobody wants their company to be linked to anything bad, right? But even though Jim and James, both of them, I'm sure their first reaction was, oh no, oh crap, this is bad. But how do you go from panicked to poised, right? And that's the key to winning, how fast you go from there to there. And what do you do in order to do it in a way that honors who you are as an individual, as a leader, as a company, as an organization? And that is literally, it's a short lesson, but it's a really important one, that I wanted to share with you, because it makes things so much easier. And that transparency, that honesty, that responsibility makes you stand out. And it gets your tribe even closer to you, right? And frankly, even if you're not thinking about it in a tribe sense, in a community sense, in a consumers as stakeholder sense, even then in the marketplace, your reputation, your brand integrity, your the way your image is, that you spent, like companies spent millions and billions of dollars having that, right? So you can call it all kinds of different names, but it leads to the same place, right? How much in integrity are you to what you say you are? What's the stand you're taking? And how do you show up when a crisis strikes? And during that crisis, I have a feeling my internet is being patchy, but I hope you guys can see me. Hey MJ, good to have you here. And Larissa, I have to share this. Larissa says, honesty is the most powerful choice to keep your organization in present moment. You're absolutely right. The present moment is where you sow the seeds for your future, right? So it's literally, what are you choosing to do in this present moment that affect and really unfolds the choices and the consequences that show up in the future that you are paving the way for. So this is, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. In a crisis, what have you chosen to do to go from that, oh no, oh my gosh, this is bad, this is really bad, And what do I do? And going from that scared, panicked moment to something that actually shows up as an opportunity, like it unfolds as an opportunity that allows you to elevate the way you show up from then on, right? How it affects you. Just like Jim was excited about it and thinking, and he was thinking about himself as a leader, as an individual, and the organization in the bigger sense, right? So both of those, he was like, okay, how do I'm excited to see how it's going to make us both better. And I love that he wasn't just focused in a single dimension, in a unidimensional way. He was looking at it in a broader context of both. And I'm going to take a look at the comments because I'm interested in seeing, in getting your thoughts as to what you have done, because every single one of us as business owners, as leaders of our organizations, or even as individuals in charge of our own lives, right? We have gone through those crisis moments. And I would love to know, how long did it take for you to go from that panicked to poised, right? To being able to handle it and come out better? And what was your learning process in it? Did it take, because every time we do something, we get better at it, right? The more we practice it, the easier that process becomes. In the beginning, what may have taken us a while, maybe we flopped. And maybe it didn't show up the way we wanted because it took us longer to go from that panicked in crisis moment to something, the different evolutions, to really where it was, okay, I can handle it, right? But share with me what some of your thoughts are, because I'd love to know. It's a learning moment for all of us because we're learning from each other, right? So I'll take a look at the comments. And Larissa says, people don't like to be honest about unflattering things. They try to cover it up, but just to accept it will give more power and possibility to resolve. You're absolutely right. I think when we're, especially when we are in that panicked moment, the first instinct, because we're scared that fear may lead us to want to cover it up, to not accept it, to pretend everything is okay, to deny responsibility, right? And to kind of just say, oh no, somebody else, right? It's external. But you're absolutely right. But when you accept it, not only do you have the power to change it, you also have the power to show up really powerfully in that stance and say, I accept it. This wasn't the best moment. We have found something that affects those people we care for. And we will take care of this situation because we care for the people it's affecting. And we stand by what our values are. I think it's a really powerful stand. And that's what my desire, my dream, and my mission is, to have more and more people see the power of it, adopt it, and make it their own, right? So thank you for joining me on this episode of Conscious Business Talks. MJ, if you're still here, I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I know there are aspects of it that are really that you may have your own thoughts about. Zishan, I love to hear what you share, because you have a unique bend on it. And Vicky and Robin, Tracy, and whomever, and a lot of you who don't often comment. Radisha, I know you're here from time to time. I really would like to know, share what are some of your moments of crisis and how you traverse them. Anyways, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I wish you an amazing rest of the day, evening, wherever you are. Cheers.